Thank you very much, Senator Feingold. I had the privilege a couple of weeks ago in Lawrence of emceeing and being a part of our Lawrence Early College graduation, and that fellow that Senator Feingold was talking about, Alex Martinez, who's headed off to West Point, was graduating, and I said, "What's your dream job?" as I often ask students, and he said, "I'm going to be the President of the United States someday." That very night, Mayor Rivera and I launched Alex Martinez's campaign for president in 2036. Watch for it. He's going to be outstanding. The president in 2036 is coming from Lawrence, Massachusetts. I was a first-generation college student. My father was a career Marine. We didn't have a lot of money. We didn't know how to go to college. When it came time for me, I was ready to go into the military myself and happened to land a modest scholarship to a community college in Midwest City, Oklahoma. It paid for all of my tuition back in 1985, and it was $150 a semester. Folks, times have changed, right? Times have changed. I saw the hands go up earlier when Juana asked how many people are worried about the cost of college. Early college is one of those tremendous benefits that can help you get there. You don't have to look too far into this report to see some overwhelmingly convincing evidence of why early college is effective and how it can help the entire Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And you've heard some of our speakers mention some of those reasons so far. Students in early college programs are 15% more likely to complete their degrees. That's huge. Across the country, half of the adults who begin college at any kind of college or university, average it all out, half the people who start college don't finish. If you can get a 15% point gain, that is enormous, and early college can help us get there. Even more importantly, economically disadvantaged students attending early colleges are more than twice as likely to finish their college degrees. That's a game changer. The state currently spends about $400,000 per student to get to a bachelor's degree. It's about half that for early college students. No other investment that we can make in post-secondary education comes close to the 15-to-1 return on investment of early college. I mean, the evidence in this report is just overwhelming. Thank you to MassINC and to the Smith Family Foundation for putting it together. The state of Massachusetts is the most educated state in the nation. About half the adults in this Commonwealth have a bachelor's degree. But geography is destiny, and those college degrees are not spread equally well all across the Commonwealth. There are places in the state, particularly gateway cities, like Lawrence, like Haverhill, like Springfield, like Worcester, like New Bedford, like Fall River, I could keep going, where fewer than 20% of the adults have a college degree. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable in the most educated state in the nation. It's unacceptable anywhere in the nation. Here are a few simple, straightforward principles that we can take from this report and from our work with early college. We don't have enough college-educated people in the Commonwealth for today's workforce, and we definitely don't have enough for tomorrow's workforce. We know this. Answer this question for me. If you keep on doing what you've always done, you'll keep on getting what you always got, right? If nothing changes, then nothing changes. We have everything we need right now. All the right schools, all the right teachers, all the right curriculums, all the right textbooks, absolutely everything we need to get exactly the results we're getting today. And if nothing changes, then nothing changes. The more we're able to invest in something proven like this that we know will work and we know will move the ball downfield and we know will change the game the way we need to change the game, the better off we'll all be. You heard Senator Feingold explain earlier that we've seen some of these principles at work at my institution at Northern Essex Community College. Since 2013, more than 2,500 students have completed more than 4,000 classes at Northern Essex Community College, saving themselves more than $4.5 million. And we know that those students are going on to college and that they're succeeding. Right now, we are working with 2 early college designated programs in the state of Massachusetts, one in Haverhill, one in Lawrence. The students in these programs, like at a lot of other programs around the state, are typically earning between 24 and 30 credits toward college. When they do this, not only are they getting a head start on college, but unlike a lot of students who go off to college, they don't need remedial coursework. They're more likely to stay. It's going to be less expensive. They're going to have less debt when they get out of college. And as you'll hear from our panel here shortly, these opportunities are opening up all across the Commonwealth right now in places like Salem, Holyoke, Lynn, Fitchburg, Lowell, Pittsfield, and right here in Boston. But these efforts have been largely created locally and ad hoc with whatever resources are at hand. They're grant-driven. Sometimes a high school is paying something. Sometimes a college is paying something. Sometimes the students and families are paying something. We can't continue to cobble things together this way. We need a unified approach as a Commonwealth, and we need proper investment to make it all work. Fortunately, in addition to the wonderful partners in this effort like MassINC and the Smith Family Foundation, educators and students across the Commonwealth now have a commissioner for early and elementary and secondary education who lives and breathes high expectation and student success, who has no patience for bureaucratic hurdles that might stand in the way, and who has shown a willingness and an ability to make positive change happen, especially when it comes to the children of the Commonwealth. It was my great privilege to work very closely with Jeff Hailie for 7 years as the receiver and superintendent of Lawrence Public Schools, and to see the tremendous transformation that has taken place in a school system that for a while was among the worst in the Commonwealth and now has risen to one of the most improved, where students are staying in school, graduating, and moving on to success in college and beyond. And now we're all privileged to have that energy, that vision, and that complete commitment to each student succeeding, leading K-12 education in the Commonwealth. Please welcome Jeff Hailie.
Good afternoon, everyone. I know what you're thinking. That's a handsome commissioner we have here. And that's right. I always knew if I waited long enough that overweight and bald would come into style. I'm so honored to be here today to talk to you about what I think is one of the most important programs that we have in the Commonwealth, and that's early college. I grew up in a Marine Corps family. My father served in Vietnam. He loves this country. He believes in the idea that America is a meritocracy. Anyone can do or be anything if they just work hard enough. But that actually only works if all kids start in the same place. And we know that's not the case. And so we as a community need to focus on fairness. I've been in education and urban education for a long time. Most of that experience is in Boston and Lawrence. And what we kept seeing was that some of our best students would graduate from high school and drop out after a year or so with a tremendous amount of debt hanging around their necks. There was nothing wrong with our students, they just needed some extra supports. At the same time, when you survey high school kids across Massachusetts and the country, they complain about two things. They complain about the food, which we're not here to talk about today, and they complain about engagement. Specifically, what does this have to do with the real world you're sending me into? And so we wanted to marry those two problems, this engagement problem and this idea that our students may need more supports, particularly many of our students who are first-generation college-going students. They need additional help. And how can we do that? And in Lawrence, several years back, a group of people came together and said, we think we can create an early college program that offers great supports, that has high expectations for our children, but also provides kind of the resources necessary to make sure that students have success. Our kids learn where the library is, how to make an appointment with a professor, how to manage the new technology system that each college has in its own unique way. And we believe that by doing so, that we could inoculate our kids and have them show up to regular college after high school ahead of everyone else, and they would be more likely to persist through 4 years. And the early returns are pretty amazing. In Lawrence, we did early college programs with both Lane Glenn at Northern Essex Community College, who you met a minute ago, and with Dr. Hopi at Merrimack College. And what we saw is that our children have flourished. Our children have done so well. Lane Glenn has offered almost 30 full scholarships to Lawrence early college going kids. Thank you. And Dr. Hopi has given 10 full 4-year scholarships, including room and board, including books, for Lawrence public school kids. We know there's nothing wrong with our kids. We just need to provide them the supports and opportunities to get it done. Early college is that way forward, and we need folks here in the legislature to continue to support this program because we believe it is a foundation of fairness. It is a foundation of a true meritocracy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Hailie. I saw firsthand the unwavering commitment he disposed in Lawrence to ensure that our students were receiving the tools and resources they needed to drive educational outcomes for them. We thank you for your continued commitment to excellence and your partnership. I'd like to go ahead and get our panelists to join us so that we can start this conversation and so that you can hear directly from the people that are doing this on the ground and from the students who have benefited greatly from early college. So once I call your name, if you can come up, take a seat at one of these seats, that would be great. First, I'd like to call Nuri Chandler-Smith, Dean of Academic Support and College Pathways from Bunker Hill Community College. Will Thomas, Principal of Charleston High School. And now to our amazing students that are going to be joining the panel, Melanie Sola, Madison Tech Park. Warren Pimentel, Salem High School. And Dominic Garcia, Holyoke High School. Before we start our discussion, I'd like to frame what's going to be our conversation. And to do so, I want to share 3 slides from our research. Look, we have built an economy here in Massachusetts that is the envy of the world. But we have never been in a position before where we are projected to end a decade with fewer college-educated workers than we began with, which is what this slide demonstrates. We also know that a big part of the problem is that we aren't affording our low-income students the same opportunities to complete post-secondary degrees. This slide shows low-income students are now 3 times, let me repeat that, 3 times less likely to complete a college degree than their peers. This is driving growing income inequality, and it's tearing our social and economic fabric here in Massachusetts.
I don't have the 3rd slide, so you just have to describe it.
What does this mean? It means that right now in this building, legislators have a lot of difficult decisions to make, but they're currently developing an education funding formula for the 21st century. Early college is exactly the type of evidence-based change or outdated funding formulas are ill-designed to support. However, studies have constantly demonstrated that the model doubles post-secondary degree completion among low-income students, providing $15 in benefits for every dollar invested. No other intervention to increase post-secondary completion nets these incredible returns. So without further ado, let's hear directly from the people who are doing this work. All right, so the first question is for Superintendent, it's for Principal William Thomas and Dean Chandler Smith. Could you share a little bit and add your perspective? What value did you see in early college, high school, and what motivated you to build one?
Good afternoon, everyone. For Bunker Hill Community College, part of the reason why we wanted to create early college programs is because it is the right thing to do. We are an institution that is grounded in a mission of social justice. And so you've heard a lot of people talk today about the data that shows across the country that early college is an intervention that works for our students. And because of that research, because of that data, we knew that we had to be at the forefront of the work to do the right thing. So in the words of Spike Lee, we wanted to do the right thing. We knew that if we created an early intervention for young people, that we could ensure their greatest success, that we could smooth the transition from high school to college. I'm gonna indulge the teacher in me for a moment and ask all of you a question. How many of you, for the adults in the room, have been to college? By show of hands. Okay, so how many of you who raised your hands felt that when you first arrived in college, you were well prepared, knew exactly what to do, knew what to expect, and could just hit the ground running? I see 1, 2 hands. Why? because we have a misalignment between high school and college expectations. We have for quite some time. We know this. And we also know that early college helps to bring those two together so that we can create a transition for our students that makes sense. I'm going to pass it on to my colleague now.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Again, William Thomas from Charlestown High School. I echo what Nuri said, which was supporting our students. Charlestown High School is an open enrollment high school in Boston. We accept all students, so the high flyers, students who are a little bit behind, and everything in between, right? And so when you think about that, there are a large number of our students whose family, who would be a first generation college going. So their families don't know what college is about. They don't get that advice from their families. They can't ask their parents what is it going to be like. So for me and for my community, it's all about exposure. Exposing students to that experience in high school, so that it's not a pie in the sky type of a thing that they have to trust that, oh, college is going to be great, or that they can actually do it, but they've actually experienced it while still in high school and not have a cost from them. As Commissioner Hailie said, there's a chain of debt going to our students who get to college, realize it wasn't for them, has a huge debt that they accrue, and then they're living the rest of their life trying to pay off that debt. While now in high school, when you go to high school, you could see whether college is for you, or actually gain confidence that it's for you because you've been exposed to it. So it's not some mysterious thing out there, but it's actually a real thing. There was a difference when I was growing up, coming from a household as a first generation person. My mother couldn't tell me what college was about. Now that I am in college, I have two daughters at home, and both my wife and myself are college educated. We could tell our daughters that this is what college is about. There was a difference in the conversation of when in my household whether I'm going to college or not. Now the conversation in my current household is which college are you going to go to, and this is how you're going to do it. So by exposing students right now in high school, the conversation is which college are you going to go to, here's how it's going to be, so we provide this opportunity for our students. So in one word, it's exposure to the early college to give our students, I guess it's more than one word, exposure to college to give our students an opportunity to see what college is about so that it increases their chances of going to college and being successful in college.
Thank you, William. Thank you, Nori. I must tell you, today we've had a couple sessions in regards to early college, and I've been so impressed, beyond impressed, by the students and their self-advocacy. So I'm really excited to hear what these students have to share. And the next question, any of you, all of you can share your perspective and points. And the question is as follows. How did you find out about early college, and why did you decide to apply?
Yes, I'll go first. So there, I go to Westfield State, and they actually came to my school and pitched the program to us during my sophomore year. And I wanted to apply because I knew I wanted to go to college because a lot of people in my family didn't, and I saw how much we struggled growing up. And so I also wanted to apply because I wanted to feel prepared when I went into college that I would be able to succeed.
Great.
All right, the way that I actually got introduced to an early college program was kind of a story. So my freshman year, I joined Upward Bound in their 6-week summer program to Anna Marie College for college prep readiness, and we got to stay in dorms and take courses where we would take the year following, so my 10th grade year. But it went well. I loved it. I loved everyone in the program, but there was just one thing that kept bothering me is I didn't feel challenged with the classes I was taking, nor with the classes I would take my following year. So I brought that to the director's attention, and she actually had a connection with the advisor, the early college advisor at my school, Mr. Graves, and ever since then, I connected well with her. Hi, Ms. And she's one of my top supporters. I'm really grateful for her, and ever since then, I've been since the beginning of my sophomore year, so now I'm a junior.
I go to Salem High School, and the way that I found out about the early college was that my sophomore year, many teachers would tell all the sophomores, oh, have you heard about the early college program? Do this and that and everything. When I heard about it, I looked into it. I saw the great benefits and everything. Me personally, I'm the type of person who gets like very anxious and like nervous to new things. So like when like think about college and everything, I would like freak out. But then I took the early college, as an opportunity to basically help with that and give me more confidence for going to college.
Great. This question is for all of you if you'd like to share your perspective. And Warren, I think you can follow up. You were just saying it gave you confidence. And the question is, what has it been like to be an early college student and the benefits you've seen thus far?
So like how I was saying before, it gave me more confidence as well as very important life skills. For example, time management is a very large one, and as well as the ability to persevere, especially with the assignments and like how important they are, and just helped me so much.
Dominic, Melanie, anything to add to that?
Okay, well, it's definitely been a roller coaster. There's been sleepless nights writing papers, but it's rewarding at the end of the day. Like at the end of every semester, it's always like a mini celebration because it's like, yes, I got like 9 more credits onto my associate's degree, so it's like really rewarding.
I think it just helps to know like that college, like you can do it. Like it helps like for someone who maybe like myself that had doubts, it really helps to be able to sit down in the class and actually pass it, earn your credits, and give yourself that confidence that you can do this and you can get your 4-year degree.
Great, thank you so much for sharing. Dean Chandler-Smith and Principal Thomas, this question is for you. Could you share a little bit about the program that you built in your respective schools and how it's structured?
So we kind of share schools. So our college partner is Bunker Hill Community College. So right now we have 2 early college pathways, C-Town Tech and C-Town Business. In the freshman year, students do an exploration between the 2 programs. Then their sophomore year, they take classes at Charlestown High School with the professor from Bunker Hill that comes to Charlestown High School. So it's a cohort model. Then their junior year and their senior year, they have an opportunity to actually go to the college. So one of the great things about our partnership is that Charlestown High School is about a 5-minute walk from Bunker Hill Community College. So it makes it very, very convenient for students to go over there. So students can select a class either early in the morning or in the afternoon or even Saturdays and Sundays, which makes it very, very flexible for the students. So that's a general gist of our program. Our next step is to actually create an allied health program as well. So we'll have 3 options for our students to participate in: C-Town Tech, C-Town Business, and allied health. And all of these, we believe, are industries that are thriving, and there's no shortage of jobs. In addition to being an early college, we're also looking at careers. So we want to place students in career internships, so it gives the students not only exposure to college but also in the job force. So preparing them for the industry. So in our mindset, even though we keep saying college, some students don't want to go to college. Some students want to go right into the workforce right away. But then giving them this college experience, giving them the opportunity to actually return and come back and say, I can actually do that and come back to college if I wanted to. So it's an opportunity and an option for students.
I'll just add in, the model that Will has described really is Bunker Hill's centralized model of early college, of having 9th grade exploration. 10th grade, and students have the opportunity to take college classes at their high school, so that first college experience is in a familiar environment. And then in 11th and 12th grade, students are able to come to Bunker Hill's campus to take those classes, to really give them options and full exposure to what the college experience is really like. But layered in with that, we also have curriculum alignment, which is when we bring teams of faculty from both the high school and the college together to look at the curricula that we're teaching in English and math to ensure that that misalignment that I spoke about earlier is not the case, that students are really well prepared in those key subject areas. And also professional development, to ensure, again, that teachers have an opportunity to talk with one another and to understand better both what's happening in K-12 and what's happening in higher education. Again, so we can correct some of the misalignment that has happened between high school and college.
Great. You both mentioned, and particularly you, Principal Thomas, career options, giving students that exposure of what it's like. And a big component, a central component of early college programs is ensuring that our distinctive districts are tied to the workforce needs. Could you talk a little bit about what career readiness opportunities and internship opportunities your students have had access to?
Yeah, so we have another industry partner, actually several industry partners that we connect with. So Liberty Mutual is one of our big partners, and so they give us internship opportunities. This year, this first year that they're actually allowing 2 of our students to do a tech apprenticeship internship over the summer. So that was a huge deal. And then on the business side, we have about 17 students participating in a summer and year-round internship. SAP is another great partner that we have, and they've allowed some internship as well. SAP is actually one of the reasons why we started the program in the first place. They went to JFF, who went to Bunker Hill, who then came to Charlestown High School and said, do you guys want to form a partnership in order to start this early college career, especially using a school that has a population of students who are underrepresented in all these different industries.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And our final question for the students is as follows. And how's the program prepared you to achieve your goals after high school? Do you have a more clear vision as to what you want to major in? Are you majoring in something currently with your current partners?
So I'm majoring in computer science, and I want to have a minor in political science. And so for example, during my time at Westfield, I was taking political science classes, and that helped me to have a better understanding of this is the actual stuff you're going to be learning and actually doing once you get a degree. So it helped give me an actual real example of if this is something that I want to be able to do.
Warren, Melanie?
Yeah, so as in for my future, well, my first goal is just to become an engineer. An engineer in what specifically? I don't really know. But I'm currently a math major at Bunker Hill, but it's definitely been a step forward to learning so further, I guess, find myself and see who I really am and see what my interests actually are.
Currently, in the early college, all the students are supposed to choose a track, either medical or business. I chose the business track. This year, we're not doing any classes that pertain to the major. We're doing English and history. Next year, however, we are going to take classes that do pertain to our major. Honestly, I just want to say a shout out to the early college, Leap for Education, because I know Mondays they'd come in, they talk about college applications, as well as different majors, and then from there I was able to look at different majors and stuff, see what I was interested in, and I realized that at first I knew I was considering business as a major, but then after when they came in and showed us the majors and everything and all the information, now I know that I do want business to be my major.
Great, thank you, thank you. I know that throughout the day I've told myself I really would have loved the opportunity to finish high school and have an associate's degree in mathematics or an associate's degree in business. And we've heard a lot of students share their stories and the incredible benefits that they've been able to attain through early college. However, there are a lot of students who are not here who don't have access to early college. And Principal Williams and Dean Chandler Smith, I'd like you to share a little bit about what challenges do you currently face and how do we overcome them in order to grow scale and to give other students an opportunity like this?
I think we've already heard this afternoon about the need for sustainable funding, and I think that that is the key. We've done a lot of work across the state in piloting programs and in creating opportunities for young people, but it's really hard to grow those to scale if we don't know where the funding is going to be coming from in the future, if we don't know if funding will be coming in the future. So that is what we need most of all, is to know that this is a program we can sustain. This is work that we know is great work that we can offer to future students for years to come.
Yes, I'd like to echo what Nuri just said. Right now, we're piecing all these things together, all the support through grants and support from our partners, rather than something that is actually built into our budget. And it's, for a school like ours, it really hurts other programming when we can't, when we have to borrowing from other programs in order to support something like this. So a real quick story about the program. Actually, we've been doing dual enrollment with Bunker Hill for over 10 years. During that time, even before we had this early college, I think we would be lucky to get 5 or 10 students enrolled in the dual enrollment program. So dual enrollment isn't anything new, but for a school like ours, we didn't really have a huge number of students who were taking advantage of the program. Now, starting next year, we'll have over 120 students enrolled in a program, in a dual enrollment program with Bunker Hill Community College and Cambridge College. So we've expanded our partnership with other colleges as well. A lot of colleges are now more than willing to accept our students. So imagine going from about barely getting 10 to now over 120 students enrolled in this, being exposed to early college.
Thank you so much for sharing. We want to proceed to give everyone in the audience, the students, the educators who are in attendance, an opportunity to share their experiences. We were at a luncheon before this portion of the program, and it was so impressive to hear what's going on the ground. So we're going to do a couple of minutes of questions and answers and comments. If you're interested in asking a question or stating something, Annie from MassINC is going to have a mic, and she will bring it to you, and we look forward to your questions.
Hello, my name is Amory Fraser. My sophomore year, I decided to do something a little bit crazy. I wasn't really a fan of high school, so I applied without anybody knowing except for my family and my Italian teacher to Pathways Early College. And it was a really big leap for me. It's a program where you go into college and you're associated with a high school. That's how you get your high school credits. But you are immersed into the college atmosphere. You're on the college campus, you're doing all of the classes with other college students, and you do cohort classes with other people who are in your program. I ended up getting accepted, and this past year I graduated with my high school diploma and my associate's degree in liberal arts and sciences. Because of that, I am now entering UMass Lowell as a junior and am going into my exercise and physiology major with a clinical track. And I'm so happy and proud of everybody who has helped me and proud of everybody who has come along with me. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Hi, I'm Margaret Wong, president of the Massachusetts Community College Council, representing all of the faculty and staff who teach in the community college, all 15 community colleges in the Commonwealth. And it is really heartening to hear that there is this outreach to students to make sure that they get into the community colleges, that they get into college, that there's a push for individuals to get access to an associate's degree, to have an associate's degree in hand in high school, to move into it. It really is a cost saving, so I recognize that's wonderful and brilliant. But I see that there are no faculty represented on this panel, that no faculty individuals are there to speak about what it is to, say, teach from the perspective of students in the colleges and all of this. And I would hope that as MassINC and the other initiatives go forward to move this to scale, right, to go from your 15 to your 100 to your thousands, that the Massachusetts Community College Council, with our collective bargaining agreements and all those are in place, that we are at the table, that you involve us, that the faculty are involved, that the issues that concern faculty as we try to work with students and give the wraparound services, all of that, that we become involved, that you invite us to the table and speak to us, especially as you try to move this to scale, because we do see all kinds of possibilities. We see other problems and barriers that are there, and hopefully we can help navigate some of these areas as we move forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your comments. And we encourage that if there are faculty here who want to share their experiences, we welcome your comments and perspectives.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Alba, and I come from Lynn Public Schools. I just wanted to kind of share my experience with Gateway to College, which is, I come from Lynn Tech, so that means that North Shore Community College is our partner, and I just recently graduated from high school with 20 college credits. It's amazing. So throughout my high school career, I had a lot of trouble with depression and money, so this program helped me a lot. Actually, I know plenty of people that fit into this program perfectly, so I'm just simply here to ask you to advocate for us and help us get the money that we need for our foundation to keep this going. I really appreciate it all. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions, additional comments?
Hi, my name is Fatima Innes. I'm from Madison Park High School, and I do the dual enrollment through Bunker Hill Community College, and I'll be attending Northeastern University in the fall with a full scholarship, and I'll be coming and I'll also be coming in as a sophomore. Yeah.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Good afternoon, my name is Rosina Blanc. I'm also a graduating senior at Madison Park Technical Vocational High School. I started dual enrollment my sophomore year. Now I have almost over 30 credits, and I'll be attending Curry College to study nursing. Full scholarship.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ming Nuala. I'm from Charlestown High School. I'm a junior, and I'm currently enrolled in the Seatown Tech program and also enrolled in the Bunker Hill Community Enrollment. I really appreciate the opportunity for Bunker Hill Community for letting me taking advantage on the college course to learn about how to be as a college student, to learn how to communicate with professors and acting in a college environment. And I also thank Mr. Thomas for the opportunity for the calculus sub in our Charlestown High School and the internship that I'm working with Liberty Mutual. And it's a really great opportunity in Charlestown High School for us to learn about technology and business in school. And I learned a lot, and I also determined my major and my career in Charlestown High School, because before I was in this program, I was lost. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my future. I don't even think about college because nobody in my family have ever made to college. So I was basically the first generation of college student in my family. And I really appreciate for the opportunity that Charlestown have been given to us. And it's a great chance for me to appreciate Mrs. Thomas in this area for representative. And I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Hi, so my name's Audrey, and I just graduated Gateway at the Mount in Gardner with 30 college credits, but I did drop out my junior year of high school. So I'm very thankful for the Gateway to College program, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to graduate high school.
Any other lingering comments, questions? We have one more here directly, and then another there. Great.
Hi, my name is Hailie Howes. I'm I go to school in Lynn, and we are partnered with North Shore Community College. I just want to kind of speak from the perspective as an early college student, but also through this program, I took my first class last fall as in composition. So through the college, I was able to actually be employed by North Shore Community College as a tutor for other early college students, and I've been able to work inside the classroom, work hand in hand with other students like myself. And without this program, I would never really be able to get this experience, be able to put it on my college resume, because I want to be an English teacher, and this is an amazing experience for me to be able to put it on my resume and say that I worked in a college when I was a junior in high school. And without this program, none of it would be it would never be able to happen. So I just want to thank everybody involved.
Hi, my name is Cliff Chuang. I work with Commissioner Riley at DESE, and I wanted to take this opportunity to introduce to you our state's new early college director on behalf of DESE, the Department of Higher Ed, and the Executive Office. We've worked together to bring on a leader to help support this initiative. So I just want to make sure you saw her, met her, say hi afterwards. This is Kristen Hunt, who will be helping to lead.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited for the energy in this room, and I just want to say, as you can hear from students, this program's really work, and we have to keep the momentum going. So I'm thrilled to be in this position. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we have one student here.
Hi everyone, my name is Jermaine Pinnock, and I was a student of the Gateway to College program at Mount Community College. I became a student in January of 2018, and from then I had the opportunity of being fully immersed in a college at full time. So which means that every single day when I was going to school, it was at the college. I was able to do college classes. I was at school like at 8 a.m. and at some days I had night classes, so I wouldn't leave at like 8. So that was an example of how fully immersed I was in a college environment. I even had opportunity in being a part of clubs. I ran for leadership opportunities. I was a large representative of student government, and even got a part-time job at the campus. So those are an example of how this opportunity of early college and higher education given to like high school students, and how the environment fully nurtures and grows students being able to go to college and go further. So thank you.
Anyone else? Yes, we have a student back here.
Hello, I'm from Lynn English. I'm Carlos Prudencio, and I cannot speak highly enough of the early college program. I've said it before, and I will proudly say it again. That education is key, and I think the early college program gives us a perfect pathway into exploring our future, and it's all about exploration. And there's no doubt that this program works. All the students sitting here are a product of it. The lovely students sitting up there are a product of it. And I strongly encourage any legislators that are listening right now to please do not turn your backs on this program. Do not look away. Please fund this program as much as you can, and this really does work, and I can't say enough about it.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rosie Ciano. I'm from Lynn. And I just want to say that the early college program was like a big support for me. I came 3 years ago from the Dominican Republic, and I didn't know how to speak English at all. And students, they bullied me because of that. And honestly, the early college program was like my safe place. I remember my biology teacher told me about like this program, and I was like, no, I don't know how to speak English, so how am I gonna be able to be in this program? It's like college classes. And she was saying, don't worry, the advisors are going to help you. And honestly, after taking these classes, the first classes, that encouraged me to do more, to take honors classes, AP classes, and I can say that this year I graduated as a senior, being the number 15 in my class.
Wow.
Hi, my name is Deshawn Jones. I just graduated from Lynn English High School, May 31st. I'll be going to UMass Lowell next year. I'm really happy I joined early college at North Shore Community College my sophomore year, and I did take some dual enrollment at Salem State. I just graduated, I finished with 21 credits from the past 2 years. Early college, sophomore year is probably one of the best decisions I've made thus far throughout high school. Because at my high school, there was many classes that I didn't have the opportunity to take, which I did get to at North Shore, computer science. And while I was there, I even developed new interests, history, philosophy, etc. And I really hope this program gets more funding and more support, because from all the stories I've heard tonight, this program really has changed the lives of many, including many of my peers back at North Shore.
Thank you so much.
Hi to everyone, my name is Anna. I am doing my junior year in Chelsea High School. At first, I wasn't sure that I want to take early college classes, but then I started thinking about it, and I entered to early college classes, and I am glad I made that decision, because I learned a lot of new skills that I'm 100% sure is going to help me in the future. I just want to say thank you for giving this kind of opportunity to us, and I hope you can continue supporting this program. Thank you.
Thank you.
I first want to congratulate all of the students who have excelled in this program. My name is Rosemarie Freeland, and I am actually from Western Mass. I coordinate our Women's Resource Center at Greenfield Community College. And we've had successful dual enrollment and early college type programs for decades, actually. I too am a successful product of our community college system in Massachusetts, but not as an early college student, rather as a returning adult student in my late 20s. And so what I would ask all of us to communicate to our legislators is that we need funding not only for successful programs as you've demonstrated here today, but for all of our programs. We need more funds in our high schools for students who are not in early college. We need more funds for our colleges for students who are not early college students. So we have a deficit in the state of Massachusetts when it comes to funding public education. So I encourage all of you, at the same time that we congratulate our students here, that we think about the students who are in our high schools who are not, for whatever the reasons, taking advantage of the early college program, but also in the colleges who need the funding to be able to continue. So thank you.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Fagan Foran, and I'm the Assistant Dean for K-12 Partnerships and Civic Engagement at Mount Wachusett Community College. We've been doing early college and dual enrollment for over 10 years, and this year we have over 200 students who are in early college programs. These programs are, as you said, a social justice issue. This is about college access for our students, and you mentioned the wraparound services. That has been an absolutely fundamental component of the success of these programs, making sure, especially we're in a rural area, making sure that transportation is not a barrier, making sure that textbooks are not a barrier, and really providing that intrusive advising so that students who are dealing with difficult situations at home, who've done more living in 18 years than I can ever imagine, have that extra support to be able to stay in school and to complete school. This is definitely a funding necessary piece.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you everyone who shared their comments and their thoughts and suggestions. I want you to join me in giving a very well-deserved round of applause for our panelists. A lot of educators and students got into cars from all across the Commonwealth today and made sure that they were here today to share their experiences. And I would like you to join me in thanking them and giving them a round of applause. And we'd like to close by thanking the Smith Family Foundation for supporting this tremendous work. We thank you for being here, and we look forward to being a continued partner in this fight. Take care.